We want to decrease your pain as fast as possible. When we inject our powerful, FDA-approved anti-inflammatory and cushioning medicine precisely guided to the root of your pain, in most cases, relief in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees is a reality. For those who go through our entire process, we can very much control and reduce your pain while increasing your quality of life. Thousands of Rejuvenex patients maintain their pain relief with semi-annual to annual treatments, proven to reduce inflammation, to make pain a lot more bearable. Some providers may charge up to $8,000 for similar treatments. At Rejuvenex, because we're in network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, your out-of-pocket expense could be as low as $400 or less, or nothing at all. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics, where you can find pain relief. Really.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36. Brewers Business Operation VP Rick Schlesinger joins us at 7:45. There's something happening at AmFam that isn't a Brewers game that could affect you. We'll discuss that coming up here in less than 10 minutes. So if you want to live longer and have a sharper brain, there are 3 things you need to do. That according to a 101-year-old neurologist who's been practicing medicine since 1947.
They're still practicing?
Yes.
Okay, all right, I'll take their advice then.
Dr. Howard Tucker on CNBC has been practicing medicine since forever, since 1947. He's 101 years old, still doing well. He says there's a couple of reasons for that. He says good genes, obviously, and a bit of luck can help you throughout the duration of your life. However, he had 3 specific things he does to keep his brain sharp. He says he reads for entertainment. When I'm not reading about the latest advancements and treatments in neurology, I like to read biographies and detective stories. So he reads, okay. Number 2, he stays social. Research has indicated that strong relationships may help maintain our memory and cognitive function. Unfortunately, at my age, many of my closest friends and family members and colleagues have passed away, but I am fortunate that my job has allowed me to build relationships with younger colleagues. My wife and I also make it a priority to have dinner with people in our community at least weekly.
He's 101. His wife's still alive, too?
Yeah.
Good for him.
I do not know his wife of 66 years. She's 89. And then finally, he goes to work. So how do you stay alive and continue to have a sharp brain? You fill out TPS reports, Mike. That's what you have to do. You have to work.
Just keep showing up every day.
Come on. That's what's killing us.
Don't retire.
That's
Just
what's
keep on
killing
going.
us. I go to work,
vacation.
he says. Research shows a correlation between retiring and increased cognitive decline, which is why I still haven't retired. No way. I'm sorry, doctor. I'm not buying that.
That's like the equivalent of if you never, eat bad food, then you'll live longer.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Like, yeah, okay, sure. You can be Tom Brady, but you never get to eat strawberries. Like, what kind of life is that?
Yeah, so keep doing the thing that continues to kill you. Come on. You had me at the other 2.
What do you think his work life is like? I mean, 101-year-old.
That's
like, are you going like once a week?
That's a great question. And would you want that to be your doctor?
Oof.
Would you want your doctor to be 101 years old?
Your great-grandparents saw the same guy.
And he's still using the same tools? I mean, does he have all the latest equipment?
Handwritten notes always in that guy's office.
7:39. This portion of the show brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
Shop Steinhoffel's Beauty Rest Black Mattresses. Queen start at just $49 per month when you use Steinhoffel's special 72-month financing. Plus, you get $300 in Steinhoffel's cash. Steinhoffel's is your sleep solution destination. Steinhoffel's Furniture and Mattress Superstores has something for everyone. Shop great deals on quality living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture, mattresses, and more. Plus, you can use Steinhoffel's special financing. Relax and start your shopping on steinhoffels.com today.
What's that sound?
That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. U.S. Cellular, built for business, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
I'm certified financial planner Tony Drake with Drake & Associates. If you're retired or looking to retire soon, have you developed a strategy to minimize or eliminate the taxes when you start pulling money out of your IRA or 401k? If you haven't, then you have a very vulnerable plan because taxes are going up in the future. And if you look at the spending our government does, taxes could rise even more. Find out what's missing in your retirement strategy by requesting a copy of my Retirement Ready Toolkit that's loaded with materials designed to help protect you from taxes. Call or text TAX to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting TAX to 414-409-9982 to get your free toolkit today.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
You know, Pancake just posed an interesting question. We were just telling you about the 101-year-old neurologist who's living life, still practicing. He's been practicing medicine since 1947. He's 101, and he gave 3 reasons why he's doing so well and so sharp. He says one of them is working, that keeps him alive. So would you rather your doctor be 101 years old or 22 years old?
At least the 22-year-old graduated med school.
We hope.
Well, wait a minute.
How'd you get here?
Or hasn't yet, right? 22? I don't think he graduated
22 is
yet.
a little too old, so I don't know. Say maybe like 28.
Okay, fresh out of med school. So
Depends
what
how
would
messed
you have?
up I am.
27-year-old or 101-year-old?
What do I need done?
I'm going with the 101-year-old.
Like, am I screwed up? Bad?
Really? You're going with the 101-year-old?
I am.
Okay.
Why?
Seen it, done it, knows it. 28-year-olds.
You don't think they'd be like stuck in their ways a little bit though?
Stubborn.
I mean, what if those ways work though?
That's true. I mean, the longevity,
right?
It does depend on the practice. Like this guy's a neurologist, so he's reading up on brains and whatnot, right?
Well, now they're learning like how to become a doctor on like TikTok and YouTube. Like this guy's seen it.
That's true. He remembers what he had to do when there was no machines at
But
all.
is he using cutting edge technology?
See, that's where I get nervous.
Is he using brain scans and using different stuff, or is he just like looking at your actual
It's got like
noggin?
a metal
Is he just
scalp.
tapping your head with a hammer? Well, this sounds good.
Does that hurt? Yes, that varied a lot.
How are the roads, Mike Spalding?
They're better than I guess you would be if you're getting your skull tapped with a hammer. No, things are looking good, Eric. Eastbound, westbound 94 between Highway 16 and downtown Milwaukee. Run smooth there, 17-minute ride. 4145 southbound Highway Q to the zoo, smooth sailing there. It's a 15-minute commute. Northbound 94 Ryan Road to downtown. That'll take you 13, while 43 southbound Brown Deer Road to downtown. It is a 13-minute ride as well. I'm Mike Spalding with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Scattered rain and a few thunder showers possible through the first half of Friday. Then we'll see some sunshine, warm and humid conditions, highs in the upper 80s, and it will be a bit breezy this afternoon. Tonight, scattered storms. A few of those could be on the strong side, otherwise partly cloudy with overnight lows in the upper 60s. Saturday, partly cloudy with highs in the mid 80s. Sunday, mainly quiet day, but could see some rain late Sunday, highs in the low 80s. Monday, better chance for more widespread showers and thunderstorms with highs in the upper 70s. And Tuesday, partly cloudy with highs in the upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Kristen Kershane with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
On the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620, Dan texted in that if he's 101 years old and has all his faculties, then I would pick him because he has more experience. So he's going with the older doctor.
Smart man.
This one from the 262, is this guy, the doctor, a neurologist or a urologist? He's a neurologist. I'm not sure if that matters, but I guess we can go. Yeah, right now, by the way, it's 71 degrees. You're waiting for me there. It's 7:45. Brewers 360 in 1 minute. We check in with Rick Schlesinger. A lot's going on at AmFam Field that has nothing to do with what's taking place on the field. We'll explain next.
Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac. Hey, connect with summer in a new Mazda CUV with standard all-wheel drive now during the Season of Discovery sales event. It's the destination to get more Mazda for your money, more for your trade, and experience Team Holiday's award-winning guest care in simplified buying approach. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over Wisconsin like me. Discover the difference at Holiday Mazda, Fond du Lac, or at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
Eric Bilstead here for Wisconsin's Morning News and WTMJ. And you know what? I don't care if they've been around for 101 years like this urologist or if they just started. I trust them. Tri-County Contracting. They've been at it for 45 years here in Wisconsin. Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You heard Vince Vitrano talking about it. I took his advice and I went for it, and it could not have been happier with it. Now I have peace of mind. We have a brand house. A house that's 20 years old. We were wondering whether or not it was time for a brand new roof. Instead, we went with the worry-free roof tune-up, and it was perfect. Tri-County Contracting. They offer up this tune-up, which includes the inspection. They refasten. They replace shingles. They put in new rubber collars. They figure out your plumbing vents. They do the caulking that may need to be redone. They do that work, and then that extends the life of your roof. Tri-County Contracting, 45 years they've been at it, and I could not trust any company more than them. Tri-County Contracting. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
At Staples, school savings are always in session, from art supplies and essentials to the latest tech. In stock and priced low. School on, save on at your local Staples store.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Milwaukee Brewers hit the road today to begin a 9-game road trip that begins in Chicago to take on the White Sox to begin a 3-game set. Entering the day, Milwaukee currently holding a 2.5-game lead in the National League Central Division. Brewers warm-up will get you ready for tonight's action. That will get underway right here on 620 WTMJ beginning at 6 p.m.
Brewers 360, sponsored by Holiday Automotive. Joining us is Rick Schlesinger, the president of business operations for your Milwaukee Brewers. Rick, I want to ask you about some of these fan favorites that are going to be coming in, and also what's happening on Monday at AmFam. But first, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you quickly just about the AmFam maintenance funding package, where that's at right now. I know originally it was something that Governor Evers had suggested be part of the 2-year budget plan. That didn't happen. I know there's been some back and forth. Any update on that, where that stands right now as far as you're concerned?
Yeah, we're having a lot of productive discussions with all the folks in Madison, in the Assembly, the Senate, the Governor's office, and just working through a lot of the logistics mechanics and trying to come up with solutions. There's a willingness and a recognition that we want to get something done, which is great. The devil's in the details. So nothing specific to report right now, but I'm optimistic. I see a lot of good discussions happening, a lot of motivated people, and frankly, I think everybody understands the Stadium District has done a great job in partnership with us of keeping this ballpark in great shape, but it just needs money to keep going, and they don't have a revenue source, and everybody wants to make sure that they do have a revenue source.
Excellent. Optimism. That's great. Rick, wanted to ask you about Monday. So Pink is playing AmFam Field on Monday, which is fantastic and unique, and she puts on a great show from everything I've ever heard. But that could be a tangle for some folks because that's, of course, a work day, and there's going to be people heading home or driving through the interstate on that day. What do we need to know about what can happen on Monday and Monday afternoon?
Yeah, we're going to have 45,000 people coming for Pink at the same time that people are going to be leaving work. So we just ask people to plan ahead and expect traffic. And the best way to do that is to sort of plan early. The parking lot's open at 3:30. The gates to the ballpark open at 5. There are several opening acts. So what I would suggest is people plan getting there early. And even if they get in the ballpark at 5, there's plenty of things to do, and just get comfortable and just plan ahead and buy parking in advance on Brewers.com, because I cannot guarantee that if you don't do that, you'll have a parking spot. And again, with traffic, just be smart, plan ahead, and be patient. And the show will be fantastic. But it'll be a little busy in the traffic afternoon. But I know people will get in and want to make it a great experience for everybody. You
know what you should do? Pink likes to hang from cables when she sings. We should do something where you open the roof up and shut it, open it, and swinging her back and forth from a cable. Could do something pretty unique there at that venue.
Yeah, that would be something. I would say unique. It might be, not the safest thing. We wanted her to be safe and do other shows, but yeah, I think what we hear is that she really puts on an amazing show and an incredible athlete as well as a great performer. So I'll be there. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be there with my 45,000 closest friends.
Nice.
Hey, Rick, I know you got a couple of, it's not just Pink, the legend, coming back to American Family Field. You also have some former Brewers that I know a bunch of people here are very excited to get the chance to chat with, and CC Sabathia. What can you tell us about some legends returning home?
Yeah, and on August 25th for our game, CC Sabathia is coming back. The legendary trade in 2008 that propelled us to the postseason. He's been working with Major League Baseball. I've had a chance to get to know him, and he's just a tremendously first-class individual and was a great pitcher. So we are very fortunate he'll be back, and the first 20,000 fans are going to get a poster of that iconic Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel headline, Keg City, with him on the mound completing a game to get us in the postseason. Next day, Ben Sheets is being honored at the Brewers. He'll throw the first pitch, and obviously another great Brewers pitcher coming back. And it'll be great to see him. And it's nice to sort of bridge the past with the current team. And I know all of our current players are excited to see these guys. And, some of them may be a little bit too young to remember when CC was pitching for us, but the legend lives on, and people really respect these guys and respect their performance. So I'm excited to have them back.
Meanwhile, the first-place Brewers start a series in Chicago against the White Sox. Rick Schlesinger, thank you, sir. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Rick, the president of business operations for your Milwaukee Brewers on Brewers 360, 752.
This week on WTMJ.
Former Governor Tommy Thompson.
There's an axiom in politics. When you're ahead, don't give your opponent an opportunity to hit you.
The big names.
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers.
For every child care institution that goes under this next year, and there will be some if we don't provide some resources, for every kid that leaves, there's going to be a parent that leaves the workforce.
The stories you're talking about.
It will be very interesting if indeed Donald Trump shows up to and he has to debate his former vice president.
News Radio WTMJ.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Here comes that wasp again. Incoming.
Shoo, you need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens, protecting you from nature.
Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens as low as $188 per month. PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, a group of doctors I trusted with my knee surgery. The pain was real and options were important. My experience with each doctor was thorough, the appointments were timely, always close and easy access to the building. My mom felt the same way, I know, when she went there for her physical therapy appointments at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I trusted their surgical team for my knee surgery, and I know they'll take care of you the way they did my mom and me. Make an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Treat yourself to a new shower this summer. Kohler Services is a local end-to-end bath and shower design and remodel service brought to you by Kohler, a family-owned in Wisconsin for 150 years. Kohler is the only manufacturer offering fast, professional installation and care for life. Start enjoying your bath or shower right now with a special offer. Visit kswisconsin.com to request your free quote and tell them that I sent you over. Again, that's kswisconsin.com.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores, Highway 100 and Layton Avenue, 23rd and Lincoln. Great stores, great cause, and unbelievable bargains. You're going to love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
A different type of state fair scoop is next. But first, traffic and weather. Mike Spalding in for Debbie Lazaga.
Yeah, Eric, roadways are still looking good. No major incidents, no major delays across the system. I'm Mike Spalding with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. We have some light rain rolling through this morning. It's starting to break apart a little bit. Not sure if it's going to make it here. Just watching the radar. should make it, if it is going to hit us, this light rain would be in the next hour or so. After that, we could see some scattered afternoon storms. Breezy and humid today, a high of 87. Tonight, scattered storms. Some of the storms could be strong or severe tonight. These would be late tonight. A low of 68. For your Saturday, partly cloudy, isolated shower possible, a high of 85. Sunday, partly cloudy, high of 81 with a chance for rain late on Sunday. Right now in Milwaukee, it is 72 at 7:55. Mark Tauscher is off. Instead, how about this for a scoop? Some of the unsung heroes at the Wisconsin State Fair are the ones who have to carry a shovel. Sandy Max has that story.
At the Wisconsin State Fair, lots of livestock means lots of what they leave behind, from their behind. Sparing us from stepping in that stuff are the Scooper Troopers. You see them around the barns and the Case IH Coliseum carrying a shovel, wearing a brown t-shirt, and shoes they don't mind getting dirty. Piper Faust of Milwaukee is one of the nearly 24 Scooper Troopers.
I am a Scooper Trooper.
What is that?
I clean up after the animals and I clean barns once the public has left. I stand mostly in the Coliseum and wait for an animal to drop something and then I go clean it up for them.
Tell me this is not a volunteer position.
You can volunteer. If you're under 14, you can volunteer. But if you're over 15, you get paid pretty well for it. So I'm saving up for college.
Although Piper has experience working with the Amish near her grandmother's house in Platteville, a farming background is not required to do this job. You just need to be able to handle a shovel and be able to tolerate the odors. So how do you find out about the Scooper Trooper role?
One of my best friends, Callie, both of her parents are really involved in the agricultural department, and for the last couple years, especially since COVID, they've had such a hard time getting people to apply for this job position. I mean, it's a kind of hard job position, but the pay is so good, it makes up for it, I think.
Are you working all 11 days of the fair?
I am.
Where do you want to go to college?
Hopefully in France. I'm bilingual, so I hope that I get to go to France for college.
How exciting! What do you want to major in?
Marine biology.
Wow, so you are here scooping up droppings.
Yes.
So you can have a bright future.
Yep, exactly.
How much can a Scooper Trooper earn?
Last year I made about $1,700. Well, I only worked 9 days last year, but hopefully this year I'll work all of the days and I get paid $4 extra for working overtime, so that's nice.
As long as the animals are around at the state fair, the work will pile up, and fairgoers seem to appreciate the crew as they do their duty.
People love to come up to you and say, "Oh my gosh, I love your shirt," or "Oh, the Scooper Troopers, I get it." It's a joke, right? I've had people even come up to me and ask where they can get a Scooper Trooper shirt, and I'm like, talk to my boss, I don't know.
We know exactly how they can get one, and it involves the shovel that you have.
Yes, the shovel I have. Mm-hmm.
Sandy Max, WTMJ News.
Sandy, part of WTMJ Now. She and Steve will be out there at the Wisconsin State Fair starting at 9 a.m. And, of course, Steve and Sandy and Brian Noonan will host a Saturday afternoon show from the fair tomorrow, 2 to 5 p.m. 7:58 business headlines now, sponsored by Old National Bank. Get old. Here is the Milwaukee Business Journal's Rich Kirchen.
14 months after filing for bankruptcy, Milwaukee's Iron Horse Hotel heads to an auction that may start in September. Proceeds go to creditors. The State Building Commission approves $12 million to renovate the Cream Puff Pavilion at State Fair Park. It could be ready for the fair in 2024. Billionaire investor Mario Gabelli wants to add 2 new directors to Stratex Security Corporation's board. The Glendale-based automotive supplier will consider the proposal in October. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
While the warm weather has you feeling like new, get old with a money market account from Old National Bank and earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield. Whether you're saving up for something big or just for a rainy day, Old National is here for you. Earn 5.00% APY with our limited time 12-month introductory money market offer. To earn the promotional rate, account must be funded with a minimum of $10,000 not on deposit at Old National as of April 14th, 2023. Learn more at oldnational.com or visit a local banking center today. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Upgrade and transform your current bathroom space with Sidex Window Siding and Bath. The best in the business is Sidex. Free shower door upgrade when you mention WTMJ or John Mercure. They're doing our project. Old tub shower is out. New, beautiful, state-of-the-art walk-in shower is going in as we speak. Seasoned design consultants with 30 years of experience, family-owned since 1988. As a matter of fact, Joe is honoring his dad's legacy with top-tier products and expert craftsmen. It's Sidex, the best in the business. It's Sidex.
Brookfield GMC has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, all bundled under the James Managed Print Services Program. Brookfield GMC Controller Jay Doyle.
They can track where the printer supplies are, the toner supply is getting down or low, and then they'll ship us a new toner.
And there's more. James Imaging Systems Managed Print Services also includes parts and service.
Exactly, yes. We had a fuser go out in one of our printers, and they came out and replaced that right away. So repair and our supplies are maintained.
Managed Print Services from James Imaging Systems. All your document output devices, service, supplies, and parts wrapped up in one low monthly invoice. Now that's a good value.
It's a big value because of all the services.
Managed Print Services from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local office technology partner.
Time to party like it's 1979. After all, we know how much the White Sox love disco. The Brewers are in the south side of Chicago with coverage starting at 6 with Brewers warm-up on News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
8 o'clock, I'm Eric Bilstead. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Friday, August 11th. Your top story, cops head back to class.
I'm Mike Spalding, living a nightmare in paradise. Taking a quick look at your roads and your Johnson & Sons paving, time saver traffic. Things are looking good this morning. No major backups, no major delays. I'm Mike Spalding with your Johnson & Sons paving, time saver traffic.
Light rain rolling through this morning. It's beginning to dissipate. Not sure if it's going to make it all the way to the lakefront. Later on, could see some storms, some of them strong late tonight. A low of 68 tonight, a high of 87 this afternoon. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee Public Schools preparing for the return of school resource officers as mandated by the Wisconsin Shared Revenue Plan that lawmakers were able to pass this summer. State Superintendent of Public Instruction Jill Underly tells TMJ4 News about her concerns.
When you think about school mental health, school counselors, social workers, teachers, food service, I think a lot of those support services for students are already understaffed. And I guess I am afraid that more of a burden would shift onto SROs and police. And really the services for those kinds of student behaviors or issues really should be coming from the student support and student services side.
MPS is required to have 25 offers in the schools by January 1st.
Tragedy in Hawaii. The death toll from those catastrophic fires on Maui continues to climb. ABC's Andrea Fujii.
The death toll from the wildfires on Maui skyrocketing. First responders confirming more than 50 people have been killed in the fires, making it the state's deadliest natural disaster since the 1960 tsunami. Officials say they still do not have an estimate for the number of people missing. More than 1,000 structures were destroyed by fires. New images show Lahaina, the town at the heart of the tragedy, turned to ash as the community braces for what they will find when the smoke settles.
That fire 80% controlled overnight. Now thousands of people are scrambling to get off the island. The rush to escape causing some bottlenecks at airports, leaving hundreds with nowhere to go and nowhere to sleep.
Football is back. The Packers begin the preseason tonight in Cincinnati against the Bengals, and head coach Matt LaFleur taking a different approach this time around.
The past two preseasons, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur has exercised extreme caution, resting frontline players and key backups. Not this year.
It's a pretty good chance that they're going to be out there in some capacity.
That includes first-year starting quarterback Jordan Love.
The plan, get a couple series out there. I'm not sure how many yet. But yeah, I'm excited. I definitely want to be out there, get some reps, just get back into the game mode.
Tonight's game is preseason game number 1 of 3 for the Packers, who begin the regular season against the Bears. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell will be in Green Bay Monday. The Packers say that Goodell will meet with some fans at Lambeau Field at about 9:30 in the morning. Goodell also will take part in the player tradition of riding a bike to the stadium, or from the stadium to the practice field.
So will he be in a suit, like riding the bike?
I hope he's on like a little kid's bike, like a real little one.
Coming up, hip-hop hits the half-century mark. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:05.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures now open Saturdays 10 to 4.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. Now that the festivals are coming to an end, the BBC Lighting Festival lasts all year long. Visit our huge award-winning showroom and see all the newest lights and ceiling fans from all the top designers. We sell every major brand and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. You can see more of our lights at the NBA Parade of Homes, which runs through September 4th. There's something for everyone at BBC, including lampshades, repairs, and our famous free popcorn. BBC is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturday from 10 to 4. We're located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Solomons and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Are you getting ready to send your kids back to school? Griffin's Back to School Service Special has got you covered. We know you've got a lot on your plate, so let us take care of your car maintenance hassles. For just $129.95, we'll pamper your car from bumper to bumper. Our expert team will change your oil, inspect and rotate your tires, check the battery and air filter, and give you a complete multi-point inspection. But that's not all. We'll make sure you stay cool during those hot school pickups by checking your AC and even changing your wiper blades and keeping your view crystal clear on those rainy days. Get peace of mind knowing your car is in top shape while you focus on what really matters, your family. Visit one of 5 Griffin dealerships today and take advantage of our back-to-school service specials before it's too late.
Knowing how to manage your investments wisely to avoid your nest egg being eaten away by the tax man, all legally, of course, that's what sets us apart.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
FinancialStrategiesInc.com.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Times 8:07.
As 5 American prisoners wait to be brought back to the U.S. from house arrest inside Iran, we're learning new details on the deal used to secure their release. More from ABC's Martha Raddatz.
Under the terms of the agreement between Iran and the U.S., some $6 billion in oil revenue from South Korea will be released once the Americans are freed from the country. The money has, up until now, been frozen by U.S. sanctions. Secretary of State Antony Blinken saying the money must be used for humanitarian purposes only.
The hostages could be released as soon as next week.
The demand for oil worldwide, meanwhile, is now growing at historic levels. We have more from CBS News correspondent Cammie McCormick.
The International Energy Agency has revised upwards its forecast for global oil demand this year. It's already hit a record 103 million barrels a day. China is accounting for a lot of that growth, but so is strong summer travel and more power usage. This comes as the global oil supply plunged last month, and Saudi Arabia continued its sharp cuts in production.
And the rising demands as of late forcing gas prices higher as well. According to GasBuddy.com, the average price for a gallon of gas in southeast Wisconsin hovering at about $3.75.
Seeing a lot of $3.99s floating around. Lots of $3.99 prices right now. Happy 50th anniversary to the most popular music genre in the U.S. Hip-hop's turns 50.
Legend has it, 50 years ago today, August 11th, 1973, Clive Campbell DJ'd a house party in the Bronx and introduced his method of using 2 turntables to create a never-ending beat loop. He was known as DJ Kool Herc and became the godfather of hip-hop. Flash forward a few years later to 1979, and the Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight is the first hip-hop song on the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart.
No other genre has been able to cross barriers and ethnicities and different races and age groups.
DJ Tony Touch is right. Hip-hop now the most listened to genre in the U.S. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
I remember talking to the Sugar Hill guys a couple of years ago when they came to Summerfest, and they could not have been nicer. They were like doing that rap, but adding Milwaukee and Summerfest into the lyrics and whatnot. It was great.
I also had an opportunity to meet them maybe a decade ago when I was working in a different market, and yeah, they were awesome. I love when whether you meet an actor, an actress, or a musician, and they're not like shirking away from what made them famous.
Right.
And it's like, look, man, I know you have other stuff you want to talk about, but we need to talk about the thing. And they were so awesome and just happy to talk about it and their place in history and stuff like that. So I'm glad you had a similar experience.
Coming up, it's 8:10 right now. In 2 minutes, why do we have to keep on working? But first, enjoy this on a Friday morning. Oh, Greg, I so want you to just keep rapping over it. Just start it up.
A hip? Uh-huh.
There it is.
No.
I said a hip hop, the hip it to the hip hop, you don't stop the rocker to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat.
Hey, it's Friday. Get out of your kitchen for a great fish fry at the amazing Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love the Mine Chef fish fry. The cod is all you can eat. It's just $9.99. Don't spend $16 to $20 on a fish fry. At $9.99, the Mine Chef is the best fish fry value in the state. All desserts are buy one, get one free, and the kids' menu starts at $3.99. Your kids can safely play in the world-class game room while you finish up that fish fry. Saturday, the prime rib dinner is under $25, and the Sunday brunch is all you can eat and just $14.99, the best brunch value anywhere. Kids and grandkids under 3, they always eat for free. The super affordable Mine Chef restaurant on Main Street in beautiful downtown Hartford and right off the interstate in Oshkosh. It's easy access, plenty of free parking. Reserve your table for that $9.99 all-you-can-eat codfish fry today. And the fabulous Sunday brunch. It's MineChefRestaurant.com. MineChefRestaurant.com. It is the amazing Mine Chef.
Selling a home is stressful, difficult, and costly. The repairs, the showings, the months it takes. But there's an easier way, and you have nothing to lose to try it out. Grandview Homes will buy your home today completely as is. Call or visit GrandviewHomes.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Traffic and weather at 8:12. The weather looks like it's dissipating, at least this morning. How are the roads looking there, Mike?
Good news there, too, as well. Eric, no major issues, no major delays. As it's been all morning, we are full speeds across the system. I'm Mike Spalding with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
So there's some light rain in the forecast for this morning. We're on the very northern tip of a larger system that's hitting Illinois. And right now, I'm not sure if it's going to make it to the lakefront. It looks like it's kind of petering out. So we may not see much light rain this morning. We are expecting some stronger storms scattered throughout the afternoon and then maybe even some severe storms late tonight. So for today, breezy, humid, some scattered afternoon storms, a high of 87. Tonight, scattered storms, some potentially strong, a low of 68. Saturday, partly cloudy, a high of 85 with an isolated shower possible tomorrow. Sunday, partly cloudy, a chance for rain, and a high of 81. Right now in Milwaukee at 8:11, it is 73 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. In for Vince Petrano, here's Eric Bilstad.
Wisconsin's Morning News with Vince Vetrano. Vince returns on Monday. Fingers crossed. Eric Bilstead along with Mike Spalding, who's in for Debbie Lazga. Thanks to Brandon Snyder, as always, for sports. Jack Grau in the newsroom and Greg Pancake Hill keeping us on track all week long. The text reads, I don't want any doctor working on me who wears a do not resuscitate shirt. He's reacting to this story. I'm amazed at this. And actually it kind of angered me, I will admit. So there's this amazing doctor. He is a neurologist. So he's a brain doctor who must do some work from time to time for MSNBC and CNBC. At least he wrote an essay for CNBC. His name is Dr. Howard Tucker. He's 101 years old. And he's been practicing for more than 7 decades. He's been married for more than 60 plus years. His wife is 89. He's 101. And he's been at it since 1947, practicing medicine since 1947. And he writes this essay about how he keeps his brain so sharp. And it's pretty neat. He talks about how he stays social, that he and his wife go out and have dinner at least once a week, if not more than that. It talks about how, unfortunately, at his age, being 101, a lot of his closest friends and family members and colleagues have passed away, but he's still fortunate to have a job that stimulates him, stimulates his brain. He's been able to build relationships with younger colleagues. He says he reads for entertainment. That's another reason why he says he feels so sharp. When I'm not reading about the latest advancements and treatments in neurology, I like to read biographies, detective stories. He says immersing yourself in a good book, fiction or nonfiction, requires your brain to process a bulk of new information. He says this is key to keeping your mind sharp. But then he also says this, for reasons why he's still able to keep his brain sharp is because he goes to work. No. Research shows, according to this doctor, a correlation between retiring and increased cognitive decline, which is why I haven't retired. I was named the world's oldest practicing doctor by Guinness. Sarah, my wife of 66 years, also still practices. She practices psychiatry. She is 89 years old. I say no.
Yeah, I'm just going to be dumber than.
No.
There's no way. 101, you're just going to work?
Why does society have to tell us we have to work all the time?
Yeah, you can't just play Sudoku or something. You know what I mean? There's no other way. I just got to go.
You.
I just have to go.
I don't get it. And this is not just this guy, by the way. Whenever we happen to talk about like this idea, this thought by some businesses to move to 4-day work weeks, everyone always scoffs. Can't do that. Can't. 3-day week. These lazy people. Why are we the lazy ones? Because we don't want to work until we're 101 years old. Come on. Is he incorrect in saying that by continuing to have I don't want to say a purpose, but a reason to be able to stimulate the brain on a daily basis, that's a bad idea? No, he's right. And the reading and the social aspect, and to do something where he's going to work and having something to put his brain on and to stimulate his brain for and engage his brain with, I can understand that. But I do not think we all need to be doing this to have sharper brains.
No, I understand why. Again, is it just the social aspect of it? 101 years old, are you really putting in 8 to 10 hours every day, Monday through Friday? Is this a consulting thing? Is this like he goes in, Doc's in today. He's going to go see his patient who he's been working with for 55 years, and then he's going to go play golf or, have tea or whatever.
So you're suggesting he's like some of those CEO alums, the ones, the emeritus.
The emeritus move, yeah.
Have an office but don't really do anything. That's what you're suggesting this guy
you're
does?
Going to work, but really your work is just like the athletic club. You're just going to see people who you're shaking hands, you're, asking, are all the papers filed correct? That kind of stuff.
From the 920 on the old National Bank talk and text line, he's not digging ditches.
Exactly, that's what I mean. He's looking at a computer a couple times a week.
Oh, boy.
But still, going to the office. Like, do you have to take time off? Like, are you... honey, we can't vacation. I'm assuming 2 doctors, you could probably afford a pretty nice vacation every once in a while, but the Johnson's got to come in.
Joe
I got to look at the brains.
This one in. Yeah, I got to look at these cerebellums.
I can't
go. Joe says, I don't think this brain doctor is very smart at all. Who in their right mind wants to work at that age at 101? And actually, that poses the next question. Would you want your doctor to be 101 years old?
I think that's a great point. How many new patients? He's accepting new patients. I don't know. If I walked into a doctor's office to get my brain scanned and the guy's 101, I might be out. A dentist,
What you suggesting? He doesn't know how to press the button?
Well, no, but, I don't know. Although he is staying sharp, so maybe that is the brain guy you want, but I don't know.
101 is that better than, say, someone who is 28 or whatever the youngest age of getting out of med school would be? What do we think? 27, 28,
I think
something
about
like
28's probably. Before you're 30, definitely. I don't know. I think it depends on how messed up am I. Like, am I going in for some deep procedure? Is there like a lingering issue? Or is it just a checkup? Because I think, there is something to be said about experience. I don't know if I want a guy fresh out of med school, pulling a scalpel out.
You have to assume that Dr. Tucker has seen everything, right? Everything.
But I mean, when did he start practicing? 1947?
1947.
Weren't they still like asking you to bite down on the mouth guard as they electrocuted you back in 1947? Like, How advanced are we talking here?
Rob texting in from Wyoming. I'm 70 years old. I just drove 450 miles yesterday as a delivery driver and 11 miles. Let's see here. I retired 4 years ago, stayed home for a year and a half, couldn't stand it, went back to work, and it's been 2.5 years, and I enjoy getting up every day.
Now add 30 years to your 71, though. I get it.
Thanks, Rob. Good on you. If that works, good on you. Here's one from Lauren. A neurologist who is 101 years old has a wealth of knowledge to apply to different situations. So I would definitely consult with this neurologist if I had issues.
That's a good point. Are you the consultant type role? He goes in, young guy says, hey, I have this thing. I'm unsure. Can you take a look at it? Yeah, he's probably seen every single aspect of a brain.
John texting in, Eric, how many people retire and do nothing? I don't think you need to work full time. I cut lawns, and I'm sure I'll be doing it past retirement just to be active and socialize. See, and I think John, that's awesome. That's a great text because that's absolutely it. You're doing it to stay active. You're doing it because it's, what you want to do. You're enjoying yourself. It's not full time.
Exercise. You're getting exercise.
Yes.
Killing like multiple birds with one stone.
Your brain is being stimulated, but this idea of working, like not retiring.
Yeah, can't you just play Operation or something like that just to pretend that you're still going to work? I don't know. I
am not a Gen Zer, but I will say this. There's no way in my right mind would I want to work all the way until I'm 101 years old. It is 8:21 on Wisconsin's Morning News. What do we want to do? We want to hit the traffic first now right away and just get that out of the way here?
Sure. There's not a lot going on.
Mike Spalding in for Deputy Lazo.
Hey, if you're out on the roads this morning, there is, again, not a lot going on there. Your full speed's basically across the system this morning. A nice Friday morning commute into work. Hey, if you want to help out your fellow commuters, though, you can report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Mazda traffic tip line. Our number 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda during Mazda's season of discovery. I'm Mike Spalding with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
8:22 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
He's already achieved so much, and yet he's still goal-oriented and still focused. And he has a 5-year plan.
What is it? Don't die?
They say baseball's a numbers game.
I really struggled with math.
Well, let's keep it simple.
Throw me some numbers.
Start with a hot brat and a cold brew. Add Brewers Baseball on WTMJ.
Swing and a drive to right and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Go!
And repeat the formula all season long.
Oh, baby.
We are the home of your Milwaukee Brewers. WTMJ. And now, time for the Matzik Morning Minute. Take it away, Greg Matzik.
The Milwaukee Brewers begin the day with a 2.5-game lead over the Reds and Cubs for first place in the National League Central. Milwaukee and Chicago to begin a 3-game series with the White Sox tonight. Coverage gets underway following the 6 o'clock news on WTMJ. Craig Counsell's Brewers will take on the White Sox, Dodgers, and Rangers as part of a long 9-game road trip. Baseball and football tonight. The Packers begin the preseason on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. Quarterback Jordan Love expected to play at least a couple of series along several frontline starters. At least that's the plan, according to head coach Matt LaFleur.
We'll make a decision on Jordan. We've definitely talked about him going into this game and quite frankly, playing everybody in this game. There might be a select few that don't play.
The Packers begin the regular season in less than 1 month, September 10th, in Chicago against the Bears. And round 2 of the FedEx St. Jude Championship underway from Memphis, Tennessee. Jordan Spieth, your round 1 leader, after karting a 7 under par.
Matzik Morning Minutes, always sponsored by Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. It's worth the trip.
Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac. Hey, connect with summer in a new Mazda CUV with standard all-wheel drive now during the Season of Discovery sales event. It's the destination to get more Mazda for your money, more for your trade, and experience Team Holiday's award-winning guest care in simplified buying approach. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over Wisconsin like me. Discover the difference at Holiday Mazda, Fond du Lac, or at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
Right now, at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, all jeans are on sale. Whether for fit, function, or fashion, we have unbeatable deals on your favorite brands for the whole family. And nothing goes better with your favorite pair of jeans than your go-to pair of rugged, comfortable, and reliable cat boots. Right now, all styles of cat footwear are on sale, $10 off. Check out our entire selection in-store or online at farmandfleet.com.
The hardest working people in America find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue. Featuring acts like Kids from Wisconsin, Here Come the Mummies, and Pat McCurdy, Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they have served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between August 3rd and the 13th. Member FDIC.
Hey, boaters! This is Dave Doro from Kendor Marine. And hey, boaters love shopping here. How do I know? Well, most times it's because they tell me, Dave, I love shopping here. But other times it's because they tell you. If you need a reason to come here, just check out our online reviews. They tell the whole story. Boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water. Hey, boaters!
At Kendor Marine, we have everything you could want, think of, or wish for your boat. We're committed to making sure you always have a place to fulfill every boating need that you have. And if you ask around, you'll find out our prices always beat the other guys. This is Dave Doro from Kendor Marine. Boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Hurt at work? Call Tayback for the payback. An injury at work may leave you eligible for compensation benefits, including lost wages, coverage of medical bills, or a cash settlement. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
We're discussing this neurologist who's 101 years old. He's been practicing medicine since 1947. He says the keys to a sharp mind at his age include reading for entertainment and going to work. He says it keeps him active, it keeps him engaged, and that's why he says he is able to live and be as sharp as he is, because he's still working at the age 101. So it got us talking. First of all, I think that's crazy. There's no way I'm working at that age. But secondly, would you want your doctor to be 101 years old? Here's one, Mike, from Kathy in Franklin. Hi, guys. I definitely would consider him as perhaps a consultant. If he's an avid reader, I'm sure he keeps up on the latest AMA journals, etc. Bless him and his wife. Yeah, his wife also still practices psychiatry. She is 89 years old. Here's one from Steve. Personally, I don't want any doctor who's 100 years old, and I also don't want a president over 75.
It's 104 or 5 degrees in this room.
So I don't know. That actually poses another question, though, because, and this is going to keep coming up, and we've seen lawmakers outside of the president who obviously is over 75. The front runner on the GOP side who is in the 70s. You have other senators who have had some incidents lately where they have had some mental decline, perhaps, you could argue, or at least a physical decline. That could actually be a discussion point here coming up at some point where this needs to be actually discussed respectfully should there be age limits when it comes to what happens in Washington as far as lawmakers go. I mean, it would not shock me, given where we have moved over the last several years, that could be a buzzword that is discussed and implemented in some fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think it's more likely, though, we get an age limit or a term limit?
Ooh, because which one would come first?
I feel like term limit would be easier for the public to swallow, because if you have a neurologist who's 101 years old, who's to say that person, specifically in that case, isn't fit to run for office? Yeah, and you could have someone who's 68 years old who is not as mentally sharp, and you could look at and go, well, I don't know if they're fit, but you know what, if they both serve out, 3 terms, 4 terms, whatever it is.
I just have a hard time believing that they'll do term limits, only because the longer you're in office in Congress, the more power you get.
Yeah.
So why would they want to give up the power?
That's absolutely true. Yeah, and the way that our system is built, that's why Senator Feinstein's still in office, right? Because she carries an aura about her, a weight in Washington that a congressperson who is 28 years old, 35 years old, just elected, is not going to have. You've seen what their offices look like. They're tiny. They don't even get windows when you're in Congress and that low.
Some of them aren't even in the Capitol building.
Yeah, you're like in the basement of a neighboring building. There's a Chick-fil-A above you.
Yeah, you're not lying.
No, yeah, and they sleep in their office and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it's a tough sell, but the age it just, I don't know, ageism comes to mind. It's a tough one.
Interesting. Well, I will say this. I hope people understand with all due, huge fan of this doctor. This guy, he's 101 years old. His name is Howard Tucker, and he's still studying brains and doing that. Good on him, man. I'm happy for him, proud of him. I just can't go along with that. I cannot take his advice and suggest that going to work for your entire life is better for you. Doing the thing that is constantly killing you by stress is also going to save your life. It's 8:30. News in a second. Hey, Eric Bilstead with WTMJ. Do you know the type of roofing company that I trust? One that would gladly tell me that I don't really need to replace my roof. I just need a roof tune-up. Tri-County Contracting does that. Tri-County Contracting offers roof tune-ups that include roof inspection, refastening, replacing some missing shingles. Is it affordable? Yes. Trust Tri-County Contracting's roof tune-up. Trust 45 years in Wisconsin. Visit TriCountyContractingWI.com.
You're just going to have to live with it. That's what I told myself. And if you can believe it, that's what the doctors told me.
Since Andy was a boy, he had health issues, which later we would find were primarily due to his trouble breathing. So for 36 years, Andy lived with about 85% blockage in his nose. He had to breathe through his mouth, because when he tried to breathe through his nose, it felt like he was being suffocated. It affected his sleep, his work life, and his ability to play sports. And he wasn't going to let it ruin his life anymore. So he came to Advent. As bad as it was, his problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty and turbinate reduction. Procedures you won't find offered by big box healthcare. This is Dr. Madan Kandula. It's definitely possible that your nasal breathing problems have a simple solution too. You can hear Andy's story in his own words at adventknowsandy.com and begin on your path to breathing well and living better.
Results may vary.
Drive safely, Wisconsin. Highway workers are out on the road. They do it to better serve you. And just like you, they want to get home safely at the end of a hard day's work. When driving, all of us have a chance to set the right example. Be patient. Put down the phone. Never text and drive. Slow down and move over if possible to give workers a little extra room. Work zone safety. It's everyone's responsibility.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Help your fellow commuters. Report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda during Mazda's season of discovery.
It's 8:30. I'm Mike Spalding. Officers heading back to school. More on that story in a moment. First, let's get a quick look at your roads. Things are looking good across the system as they have been all morning long. No major incidents, no major delays. Things are moving at full speeds. Mostly cloudy skies. Chance of a rain shower this afternoon. A high today of 87 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Mike Spalding. School resource officers are heading back to school hallways across Milwaukee public schools as part of the shared revenue plan as passed by lawmakers and signed into law by Governor Tony Evers earlier this summer. 25 officers will be returning to MPS. State Superintendent Jill Underly telling our news partners at TMJ4.
How do you pay for, SROs? How do you pay for these additional services? And in a school district, like many school districts throughout Wisconsin, they are cash strapped. I feel like it's a very local decision. I think local school boards should decide if that's the kind of support they want.
The MPS board did vote to remove resource officers from school grounds back in 2020. A judge in Wisconsin allowing a civil lawsuit filed against 10 fake electors for former President Donald Trump to proceed, rejecting a move to dismiss the case. The lawsuit moving ahead in Wisconsin after Michigan's Attorney General filed felony charges against 16 Republicans who acted as fake electors in their state. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul now seeking access to sealed documents from the Milwaukee Archdiocese. It's part of a 2-year-long investigation into sexual abuse committed by religious leaders. The Journal Sentinel says those documents are part of a bankruptcy filing in 2015. If Kaul's wish is granted, the Archdiocese would release that information to the DOJ, however, would still be sealed to the public. The death toll from wildfires in Maui still continues to rise. First responders confirming at least 55 people have died, making it the state's deadliest natural disaster since a tsunami in 1960. Those ongoing fires also drawing large crowds to airports as people try and get out.
At the Maui airport, tourists who were forced out of their resort hotels and were bused to the airport and dropped off are waiting to get flights off Maui. Many sleeping on the floor and on luggage carts. Airlines like United, Hawaiian, and Alaska are now flying in evacuation flights full of emergency supplies like diapers, baby formula, and food, and they're flying passengers out, with ticket prices being as low as $19, taking them to places like Honolulu, L.A., San Francisco, and Seattle. It's a large-scale airlift effort by the airlines to get people to safety. Alex Stone, ABC News.
I'm Mike Spalding, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Times, 8:35.
Coming up, amazing stories of survival in Maui.
The summer of lower prices continues at Fleet Farm. Take Sprout Vitamin Feed Supplement for livestock. 25-pound bags, now only $19.99. And for you birders, KT Midwest Regional Blend is just $12.99 for a 7-pound bag. Plus, get 12 mega rolls of Quilted Northern Ultra for only $12.99. And enjoy Fleet Farm Beef Jerky for just $8.79 a pack. Look for new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life with price drops at Fleet Farm.
What's that sound?
That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
US Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. US Cellular, built for business, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics are in-network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, and there have been thousands of patients that have received our pain relief treatment with zero out-of-pocket expense. Our FDA-approved treatments we'll use to remedy your pain are precisely guided to its root, to provide inflammation and cushioning relief to alleviate pain. What ends up happening is you begin on a pain maintenance plan, and how committed you want to be to alleviating your pain is up to you. But at the least, you can see us semi-annually to annually to, in many cases, significantly reduce pain in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. It's pain relief, really. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Wisconsin's Morning News with Vince Vitrano, Eric Bilstead, along with Mike Spalding. Well, it's really quite incredible the number of people that are still missing in Maui and some of the resort towns there. And this is going to be the case here for a while now. In fact, they're waiting on FEMA to go through some of the burned out buildings where they fear they'll likely find where some people may have been, and some of those who they haven't heard from yet, people that are being searched for. Pretty interesting, the number of people that have survived that said they had minutes to escape from those wildfires. That, you know, within a couple of minutes, they were running out the door. An hour later, their house was gone, that it came that quickly. Gas stations exploding, businesses engulfed in flames in a matter of moments for a lot of these people. Right now, the death toll is at least 55. They do expect that to go up. Some pretty amazing stories, though. What's happened a lot of times, a lot of these people have been separated when they were evacuated, and the cell service is so bad, or they haven't been able to charge phones, or they got moved to different shelters or whatnot, that they have no idea if their significant other, their family member is even okay, or if they even made it. This is a fascinating story from Gio Benitez at ABC.
One person who was missing, Stephen Scott's wife, telling us this on Wednesday.
I think she's safe, but I haven't found her yet.
On Thursday, we found him again, this time with his wife, finding her with the help of a Good Samaritan.
You just happened to find someone, you said, with 6% battery left on their phone.
He said enough to make one call, and I asked him, please, let me try. So I called her, and she answered.
But this morning, they've lost everything and are sitting here wondering what to do next.
Boy, how about hearing that answer, huh? That's the best hello you've ever heard.
Absolutely.
Holy cow. Other issues now, you have so many people, thousands of tourists in Maui continuing to wait inside the airport for ways to get home. Basically, you've seen it. You've been there at O'Hare or maybe in Milwaukee where you see people laying in the terminals there just trying to get some shut-eye because of a delay. They have them all over the place at the airport there.
This airport has turned into a makeshift shelter. So many people sleeping here, I have to keep my voice down. 2 nights ago, 1,400 people slept on the floor here in the airport.
Thank you. Gotta keep my voice down as I continue to report to you and walk over these people as they're trying to sleep
and
at
point
the
at them.
Yeah. And by the way, let's get a camera on that
You'll
guy.
see right here, there's a
This
guy.
lady here clearly is not in a good mood, but... How are you feeling, ma'am? So anyway, hopefully they can get some respite today and get some of those folks out. For those who have potential trips to Hawaii, Washington Post has some details on that, as do others too. Anything in the near future, like in the next week, next month, you ain't going. It's not going to happen. If you have something planned into next year, it's even worth, especially if it's in the Maui area, it's definitely worth looking into and checking some insurance on what you have there, because as of now, I mean, there are hotels that were booked out for God knows how long.
Honeymoons.
Yeah, and those hotels no longer exist. So granted, I get it, that's trivial compared to what some people have already lost and are dealing with, but it is an issue that you're going to see moving forward from this situation in Maui. It is 8:40. It's Friday. That means we have a pancake breakfast special. That's next.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. I played sports my entire life, been hurt a lot of times, but never had been injured until I had to stop doing the sports I enjoyed because my knee flat wouldn't allow it. I visited Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, where they took great care of me. I put my knee in their doctors' capable hands, and now I'm back in the gym, carrying my golf bag, pain-free for 18 holes, and playing tennis as often as I like with no issues. I'd recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to anyone. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Hi there, it's Rose Gray from Fox World Travel. Let's explore the world together. Picture yourself traveling in style and luxury, embracing the beauty of the world and creating cherished memories with friends. We've curated one-of-a-kind, immersive experiences just for you. Whether it's serene landscapes of Alaska, the enchanting history of Europe, the tropical paradise of Hawaii, the cultural wonders of Egypt, Japan, and Vietnam, or a breathtaking safari in South Africa, we've got it all. And that's not all. We offer diverse travel options from land to ocean and river journeys. Our award-winning Fox Group Vacation experts have collaborated with the best tour and cruise companies, including Insight Vacations, Globus, Avalon Waterways, Uniworld, and Holland America, to craft these extraordinary itineraries exclusively available at Fox. Visit foxworldtravel.com to explore our incredible collection or call 866-GO-FOX-GO to speak with one of our knowledgeable travel advisors. The world is waiting for you, and we can't wait to embark on this thrilling adventure together. Let's explore the world together. Start your journey today.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Mike Spalding in for Debbie Lasga this morning.
Certainly not celebrating a disabled vehicle, but it is our first incident of the morning, heading southbound on I-43, right in the Marquette interchange, going on to 794 right there. There's that wide median. Looks like there's a red pickup truck right now that is disabled right in that median area. There is a deputy squad on scene right now, so you'll see some flashing lights. The DOT, I should say, says to expect at least one lane closure as they look to get this truck out of the road. That's still forthcoming right now. Travel times are still looking good across the system. I'm Mike Spalding with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Some areas seeing some rain right now to the north of Milwaukee and also to the south. So Kenosha, maybe Racine County, going to get a little bit in the Fond du Lac County. That region seeing some rain this morning as well. It's kind of dissipating around the Milwaukee region as of now. Could see some stronger storms later on today and into tonight. Some severe weather potentially late tonight The high today, 87. The low tonight, 68. Saturday, a high of 85 and partly cloudy. Right now in Milwaukee, 74 at 8:44. He's called Pancake because he used to work at the Pancake House. Now he is an extraordinary producer. He also still makes a mean breakfast. It is the Pancake Breakfast Special with Greg Hill.
What about breakfast?
We've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
So the ultimate goal here is to get Cheeks in the seats. We've been talking about it all week, right?
Down goes Anderson! Down goes Anderson!
Yeah, the big fight between the Chicago White Sox's Tim Anderson, Cleveland Guardians' Jose Ramirez, and that kind of was the talk of the town.
They came up chewing!
One great thing about this country is the ability to promote and pairing that with people's ability to capitalize. That's when opportunity presents itself. After the on-field brawl, you may have missed this, the Cleveland Guardians High A minor league baseball affiliate, the Lake County Captains, a team based in Ohio, offered anyone by the name of Tim, quote, a free ticket to sit in the grass in their outfield. In their outfield area, I should say. Much like what Jose Ramirez did to Tim Anderson earlier this week. Now, the social media promotion featured a picture of a man lying in the grass with a poorly photoshopped photo of him wearing a Tim Anderson jersey, which like totally sealed the deal because it's like, look at the effort that we put into this actual real promotion. So basically, if you want marketing genius, you have to look at minor league baseball teams and the promotions they run. So I did some research. We're going to take a look at the best promotions from a minor league baseball team. Number one, does anyone remember the NFL wide receiver Terrell Owens?
Football guy.
Yeah, he was one of the more polarizing players on the field. Mike, you're laughing. Do you want that again? Here, I'll hit you again.
Football guy.
Yeah, Terrell Owens. Thank you. He was one of the most polarizing players on the field when he played for the Philadelphia Eagles. A minor league team in Atlantic City, New Jersey held a Terrell Owens Unappreciation Day where every fan in attendance got a free whoopee cushion with T.O.'s face on it. That's pretty good. Also offered 81-cent hot dogs, the number that T.O. wore while playing for the Eagles. So there's a little benefit to fans. Here's one, Second Chance Night. The Fresno Grizzlies held this promotion in 2006. Any fan who brought a traffic ticket to the box office and promised to never get another one got in for free.
Oh, excellent.
Also, probation officers also got into that game with no cost. Fantastic. How about World Record First Pitch Attempt Day held by the Brevard County Manatees to open up their stadium? What they did is they opened up their stadium at 6 a.m. for this promotion. That's 13 hours before first pitch. Fans were invited to stand in line and throw a ceremonial first pitch in order to break the record of 5,906. So does that make sense? Every person throws out a first pitch, and they tried to break the record of how many first pitches they had in a game.
There's really only one first pitch, though.
Yeah, but in this case, you have so many, right? There's not like one marquee person. There's because you have like, but like during baseball games, you have like four or five now,
Who's
right?
the backup catcher that had to take all those?
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a great question. Who had to take like shifts or anything? Well, like that wasn't even the worst part. Unfortunately, they fell 100 short of the record. They didn't even reach it. So they got like 5,800 and they had to play the game.
At that point, you should just get the concessions people in there. Have everyone throw.
Or I wonder if they threw the pitch and then the person who threw the first pitch had to catch the next first pitch.
Okay.
Hey, hit me up if you're a minor league baseball team. I can solve your problem here. How about in 2016, the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Raiders, they had a man versus marathon contest. 12 5-person teams tried to run a marathon in the less time that it took to play that game. This is old school baseball, so this is old school rules.
Took a bit.
The AAA Rail Riders and the visiting Gwinnett Braves. This marathon now, it started in right field, ended in left. It was about just short of a half a mile lap, like around the park. Players suited up in glow-in-the-dark jerseys to feature the team's logo to keep it going. And for those just wondering, it was 12 running teams. Only one team was available to complete the marathon. It was 3 hours and 7 minutes.
Wow.
That's a solid pace.
That's incredible.
Like, even for a baseball game. And here we go. We'll end with this one. It's a kind of a tale of redemption. San Antonio Missions, the former affiliate for the Milwaukee Brewers, had a 1992 contest where Henry the Puffy Taco mascot, he defeated 11-year-old Randy Neufeld in a race around the bases. This was the first time that Puffy the Taco ever won this race. It was the kind of the mascot made a fool of himself. Okay. The contestant wins the race. 11-year-old Neufeld lost, and he was embarrassed. First time to ever lose. So what they did, a promotional story for the intern of one of the missions years later in 2010 uncovered this, told a newspaper about it. They found the Neufeld guy who lost 20 years later to redeem himself. And sure enough, if you look at the video, there he is, rolling around, starts at first base. And then they say, go. And he's running around. And Puffy the Taco is a little bit behind him. And he keeps running. There he goes. He's rounding second base. He keeps on going. Rounds third base. Puffy the Taco takes the lead at the last second. What does Randy do in a moment of desperation? He pushes over Puffy the Taco. Pushes him over. Puts a foot on his taco shell, I guess. Stands there in triumphant, crosses home plate, and 20 years later, he gets his redemption story. He finally takes down Puffy the Taco. Congratulations to Randy Neufeld on one hell of a minor league baseball promotion.
That is the Pancake Breakfast special. 20 years from now, Tim Anderson will be at that minor league game, getting punched in the face.
The boxing match.
It's 8:51.
Here, I got you, Eric. Here, this is what he wanted to do. I know what you want to do. Here's what you wanted to do.
Down goes Anderson! Down goes Anderson!
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me every Saturday at noon for Experience Wisconsin, where we check in with communities across our great state for the best and brightest spots in Wisconsin. This week, great show, super excited. We'll check in with Tyler Morris, the club at Lac La Belle, and also Andy Wrights. He's the guy in charge of the Food and Farm Exploration Center. Two great experiences. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturday at noon, right here on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Let's talk about the birds and the bees. Wait, don't hang up. We're talking nature. We want to keep all of that out of your house, right? For the record, I am talking about bugs